break down some support and resistance, trend lines, and some basic videos for some of the newcomers who missed the first couple weeks and first couple trading sessions. So I'm going with a naked chart here, completely empty. And we will start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame, of course, is going to be your biggest time frame available to us on MetaTrader. So we can kind of see some very big moves considering the size of the monthly candle. It's going to be the biggest candle in your charts, which will show some of the biggest and some of the strongest support and resistance levels. So we'll first start off by identifying what is a level of support and what is a level of resistance. Just by looking here, a level of resistance would be something like this, where price was pushing up, and immediately at the close of this candle, the next candle was completely rejected. See that? Close, open. Same thing right here. Same thing right here. These are levels of resistance. Okay. Now support is the exact opposite. Here. 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 And here. Okay, so looking at this, we have identified 5 levels of resistance on a monthly time frame. 4 levels of support. Now, instead of using these rectangle bars, what I like to use are horizontal lines. So we'll put it right here at the open and close of these candles. Take another one, and we'll put it right here. We'll take another one, we'll put it right here. Okay, now I'm just simply doing some chart work. This is our homework. This is what, as traders, this is our homework. This is our busy work. Stuff like this. Okay, so I've indicated my levels of resistance. Now let's work on the bottom and do our support. You put it right in here. Put this one right here. Okay, now as you see, I'm using the closes of these candles. I'll show you something else in just a moment. Okay, so we have marked off our levels of support and resistance using the monthly time frame. Okay, now Let's work our way down and go into the weekly. This is what we have on our weekly. We can come down and go into our 4 hour. This is what we have on our 4 hour. Now these lines I just brought up. Control Y, that separates your weeks on your 4 hour chart. Control G is the graph. Control I separates the weeks. Okay. So now this is a 4 hour chart. Again, we already drew our monthly levels here. So now we're on looking at the 4 hour chart. And we can somewhat see a trend. But again, now that we're on the 4 hour chart, we can now narrow down our levels of support and resistance in here. So again, we'll take our horizontal line. We have one here. We have one here. Here. And once you get an eye for this stuff, you can kind of move a little faster. Okay. Now this was the 4 hour chart. Now I didn't go as far all the way back here, but I did get these levels of support and resistance right in here where price is in the area of vicinity of. Now, looking at this, we can see that we have series of highs and lows. That's how you identify a trend, okay? So let's start from the left to the right. From the left to the right, right here, let's start at the most current high. We have a high. If we move to the left, now we have a low. If we keep moving to the move to the right, from the left to the right. Left, we have a high, low, high, low, high, low. Let me show you. Let me paint it out. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Okay, so we have a high, low, high, low, high, low. High, low, lower high equal low. Lower high, so this is already confirming the downtrend. Okay. You guys see that? Okay. Now we have another series of lows. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's going to be from this one. So. Now, if you look right here, let me get this out the way. We don't really need that. Now, if you look right here, after this series of lower lows and lower highs, we all of a sudden have a higher high, a high that's higher than the previous high. We also have a low that's higher than the previous low. So we have a high that's higher than the previous high and a low that's higher than the previous low, which shows a trend changing direction. But wait a minute. Then we have a high that's lower than the previous high and a low that's slightly lower than the previous low. Then we have another high that's lower than the previous high and a low that's lower than the previous low. So this is a classic downtrend. Now, with that being said, if you see how this low is lower than this previous low, so what do we anticipate after a lower low? We're going to anticipate either a higher high or a higher low. So we can pretty much eyeball 2 points. If we're going to get a higher high, we'll be up in this area. If we're going to get a lower high, we'll be up in this area. Correct? Does everybody agree? Perfect. Now, if we want to kind of verify, we can use our Fibonacci. To use your when you're using your Fibonacci, you just want to go from high to a low. Okay. Now, your target zones when using your Fibonacci are going to be your 50 and your 61.8. If you look here, the 50 and the 61.8 are right in that blue zone that I just drew. Right in here. Which goes to show whenever I stated that we're either going to have a higher high or a lower high in comparison to this previous high. Now I'm using a 4-hour chart, so this is going to be a pretty big move. Now, finding your entry, of course, is always going to come on a 15-minute chart. Okay, and I'll get into the entry points and things like that later on. But for now, just want you guys to understand and see what I just did here using this monthly chart in this 4-hour time frame. Now here's the moving average, the 21 moving average. Now below the moving average, we're in a downtrend. Above the moving average, we're in an uptrend. When in trend, you'll get these slight traps above and below. Like you see how it's in the downtrend, and I stated that when it's above the 21, it's in an uptrend. So right here is when most traders would have been convinced it was in an uptrend, but immediately price came back down. Same thing here. When in trend, you'll get these slight traps where we would enter, taking it down. Some would enter buying, but we know it's in trend. Okay, you can also use an oscillator known as the RSI, which measures trend momentum. Up in here in the 80 and 70 zone, you're looking to sell. The 30 and 20, you're looking to buy. These are also good. This is a good indicator to help you indicate swing highs and swing lows when in trend. If you notice, here, we would have been selling. If you notice, here, we would have been selling. If you notice, here, we would have been selling as well. So the RSI really helps helps you find the swing highs and lows when in trend. Trend is your friend, so once you identify the trend, you can really have a field day with it. The trend is your friend. Okay, so based on using this Fibonacci, our target zone is the 51 or the 61.8, or we could get a full extension up here to the 161.8 level. But based on trend analysis, we are expecting a lower high or a higher high in comparison to this high. We have the lower low established. Okay, that was just a quick video I wanted to make on supporting and resistance and how to identify a trend. Hopefully you guys took something from this video. Happy trading.